We all know how important it is to have a presence online now as a musical theater performer. Love it, hate it, it doesn't matter. It's just part of our job. And as I'm listing these, if you do have them on your website, don't take this as a negative. Just take it as, oh, now I know. Great, I'm gonna go change that right now. So here is number one, actively seeking representation. So we don't need to tell people that we're actively seeking representation, not necessary. Instead, actively seek representation. Actively get your packet together, submit for people, find out how agencies want you to submit. Do the work on the side. We don't need to announce it when someone walks into our online home. Next up, things that you do not need to have on your theater, actor, actress website is coming soon. Maybe you're starting your website. Maybe you're starting a new page or a new home or a new room in your online website, or your online home, as I like to call it. We don't need to say coming soon. Again, it's kind of like saying, come into my home, you can come in the front door, but that's as far as you can go. Everything else isn't ready yet. We don't need to tell people that. Just put up a one page. If it's, coming soon, the website is being built. Put up one page that has your headshot on it, that has how people can contact you, and maybe like a link to download your headshot and resume, or your actor's access profile, or, your backstage profile if you're non-union. Instead of telling people, oh, it's not ready yet. Again, we don't need to tell them that. That's happening on the back end. And we say those things because we feel like we don't want someone to look at this and go, oh, that's all they have on their website. Oh my God, it's so lame. No. No one cares. All right. So we don't need to preface it with coming soon. Just work on it on the back end. When it's ready, launch it out. Next up on things to not have on your theater performer website is your phone number. Don't give anybody out there that information. No reason to have your phone number anywhere on your website. Also, I just want you to double check, is it on your resume that you put on your website? Your resume on your website should be different than the one you hand to somebody at an audition in person. We don't need people to know our personal information out there, okay? Next up, also kind of on the resume that I've seen before on someone's website, but also just on the website in general, we don't need to tell people we're non-union, okay? If you are non-union, you don't need to lead with that. Like if you're equity, then absolutely, you should say you're equity. If you are EMC, sure, put EMC on there, even though we all know that EMC is like gone, right? It's like completely being phased out. But we don't need to say that we're non-union. It's just not necessary. Next up on things that should not be on your resume is something that maybe a bit you're not going to agree with me on, but hear me out on this. I have a solution. Is embedding your resume into your website, taking that PDF and then just like throwing it on the resume. Throwing it on your website like it is, a photo, or you're just slapping it in there like a PDF, like you have a resume tab, right? And you go to that tab or that room, and then your resume is just slapped on there as if you're in person. We need to think of our online home as a bit of a difference between us showing up in person at the audition. Your resume is your place to take your resume. Your website is your place to make your resume come to life. So instead of just slapping up your resume up there, how can you make that resume come to life? Photo, video, text, galleries, like telling a story, like giving them more information, making it more visually appealing. Like how can we do that in a different way? And then here's your solution to that is we want to make our headshot available for casting. How can we do that? Well, the thing that you can do is make it a downloadable link. Okay, download resume here is like the most general one. Or create a casting kit. That would be my biggest suggestion to you. Create a casting kit, put the link, let them download it easily, quickly. Next up, on the same side of embedding your resume is embedding your headshot. We don't need to just, embed all of these headshots and make our website portfolio style, which is like pre-2020. Again, websites have shifted just like everything else online has shifted and changed, over the last couple of years dramatically. So we need to update that on our online home too. Instead of just, embedding your headshot, how can we again use that as a story? And then for the element of, again, submissions for casting to download, go back to that casting kit or that download link that you're giving people, whether it's Dropbox or Google Drive or whatever it is, give them a download for your headshot, right? So that is, I'm going in person and I'm giving you my headshot and resume, make that a downloadable link on your online home. That's how we're transitioning. That's the difference. And then the next one is, and I'm moving on with this, but it's in the same idea. On your website, you do not need to have a whole tab, a whole room, a whole section with headshots. Okay? Can you use other photos to tell people something about you, or to give them a story, or to make it more interesting, rather than just saying, here's a bunch of headshots of me? Like, we don't need that. That doesn't help you at all. Again, we're in a time now where websites are viewed very, very differently, and we as performers are utilizing our website very, very differently. It is for auditions and submissions, for people to see us and know what our work is. Absolutely, 100%. But it is also on the side of you telling the world the work that you have done and building your confidence. I cannot tell you how many clients I work with that after they finish their website and we work together and they feel empowered because they did it, that they say, wow, I really learned a lot about myself because I had to ask myself, what do I want on my website? What do I not want on my website? What do I not want to lead with anymore because it doesn't serve me? That's a big shift, and that is a big reason why I encourage people to have websites. It's about the casting side, yes, claiming your online real estate, yes, but there is also something about it that is very empowering for you, yourself, and I. Okay, and last up, things to not have on your theater performer website is anything that feels to you dusty, out of date, not updated, that's not simple, sleek, and professional. Okay, I'm talking about like news tabs. Okay, if you look at, and I just recently was working with a client who has a very professional, successful performing career, and they're working on right now, they're teaching. And we were having a conversation and I was like, why do you have news on there still? And they were like, well, I want people to see my work. Okay, well, are you auditioning and submitting? No, that's not my focus right now. My focus is building my studio, getting more clients, having them see my work. Great. Then we don't need to have a news section about you performing because you're not focused on that right now. So just delete it. Oh, wow. That felt really good. Yeah, it does. You don't need to tell people or prove anything to people or prove that you're working every single month, every single year. So just, if it doesn't work for you, take it off, right? If you're not really a social media person and you've had your social media Instagram feed on there for a while and you're like, I don't care about that I took mine off recently because it didn't serve me. Delete it. You can always add it back. If there's anything on there that you feel in your mind and in your heart and soul that you are continually having to update and you hate it, take it off. It is not necessary because your website should feel updated when we jump onto it, right? It's just like your home. Right? Is it time to do a cleanup of your home? Is there clutter everywhere? Does it need to be literally physically cleaned because it's dusty and old and dirty and you need to update, like, I don't know, the carpet or the curtains or something because it doesn't feel like you? Take that mindset into your online home because then you will feel proud to say, oh yeah, actually, if you're looking at me for that job or that show, go to this page on my website. I have a lot of really interesting things that I think might be beneficial for you to see me do or my work. Okay. I hope that was helpful and beneficial for you. Great job on your website so far. I can't wait to see what you have done. If you want me to see your website, I'd love to check it out. Put the link down below and I'll take a look and I'll support you along the way. All right. Have fun. Cheers. See you in the next video.